Welcome back to Global News Morning. A pleasure to have you join us. My name's Bill, and we're talking food because, fall. Welcome back to Global News Morning. A pleasure to have you join us. My name's Bill, and we're talking food because, fall and holiday entertaining is just around the corner. Helping guide us through some recipes, we have Seb and Sheila Centner here. They are the authors of Eatertainment. It is out September 13th. It's a stunning new entertainment guidebook. And we're talking about a guidebook, not necessarily a cookbook, though. Guys, good morning. Sheila, what's the difference between a guidebook and a cookbook?
Good morning. Thank you so much for having us. The difference between a guidebook and a cookbook. Our book, Eatertainment, is filled with not only recipes, which all cookbooks have, obviously, but our book is with recipes, cocktails, tips and tricks for easy entertaining, place setting ideas, floral arrangements in every chapter, takeaways for your guests. It's really a roadmap to flawless entertaining.
Yeah, often, what people have with cookbooks, they're great. There's been some fantastic cookbooks out there, but they don't really give you all the things leading up to the food, like how do you actually host? And people are so afraid of hosting, or they're so nervous around hosting, that we wanted to create a book that was more than just recipes, but as Sheila said, like a roadmap to here's how you entertain, from simple affairs to much more elaborate dinner parties.
Yeah, so it's how to throw a big party with food and drinks included in there.
Big party, small
Absolutely.
party, cocktail party, whether it's for kids, whether it's a high-end seafood extravaganza, or whether it's a very simple cocktail party. We've really set it out so that there's a whole range of different things, and you can pick and choose whatever you want. There's 3 sections in the book: easy entertaining, a little more effort, and then pulling out all the stops. And within that, we have 4 chapters, and each chapter is themed. So you can really go through the book and either follow it chapter by chapter, or you can jump in, and as Sheila said, you can pick tips and tricks and how to stock your bar, how much ice you might need if you have a party for 14. You can pick what you want out of it, or you can literally go cover to cover and do every one of the concepts. It's up to each person who's reading the book.
That's some fascinating stuff there. You have tips for having a big party to be held in a smaller space. This is interesting.
Absolutely. Just because you have a small space doesn't mean you should be afraid to entertain. There are so many great tips and tricks that you can do along the way. For example, instead of setting up a full bar, if you don't have the counter space and your fridge is really full, how about filling up your sink with ice and putting in all your wine bottles right in there? It's a great time-saving space. Or, because I tend to be the one who likes to focus on cocktails, if you do not have the space to set up a full bar, why not try some batch cocktails? You can make this ahead of time. You have a big pitcher or a punch bowl filled with your favorite cocktail, and it's easy for all your guests to help themselves.
Yeah, it's entertaining in small spaces. It's funny that a lot of the people that we interact with are young couples that are starting to entertain, and generally they're in, their first apartment or whatever it might be. They don't have a lot of space. They also don't have a lot of budget. So what we've tried to do is make sure that the book appeals to everybody, whether you're throwing an extravagant, seafood party, or if you just are hosting in your apartment, you want to keep it really simple over the holidays, Thanksgiving, whatever. How do you do something small and simple? And what are the tips and tricks? So, you don't have to go out and buy tons of new, serving vessels. You don't have to necessarily go out and blow the bank on, expensive ingredients. If you don't have a lot of space, how do you use that space as efficiently as possible? And the book is really kind of filled with those kind of tips and tricks for every one of the users. We spent, almost 3 years writing the book, but we spent we've been doing this for 20 years, and we've had the opportunity to share ideas, whether it's online or through TV or through other types of mediums and magazines. We never really had the chance to put it all into one volume. So we thought, for our first book, why not take everything we've learned in 20 years and really condense it into whatever, like 300 pages, 140 recipes, all these other things, so that somebody can really look at this. And we hope that people have this on their coffee table, and 10 years from now, they're still referring to it and saying, you know what, there was that tip about, a batched cocktail that was super easy to make for fall. Let me go back and look at that. And that's, to me, the true difference between maybe this and a cookbook, which is, great cookbooks, you hold on to them for your recipes, but you become so used to the recipes, they almost become second nature. In this case, we want that to be a little bit about the book too. Hopefully, even though you have it in 10 years, the people that bought it don't actually need it because they've become so comfortable with entertaining like we are.
Well, yeah, your background is event planner, so that helps huge. Some great tips there that you can pass on. I know there's a lot of tips on whether you have a lot of money or you can splurge, or if you want to save money and still have a party. But what's Party Math 101?
Oh, good
Oh,
one.
this is fantastic. This is something that we came up with a few years ago that we absolutely had to share. Party Math is basically a grid that you'll find in the opening section of the book. And it is basically a guideline to help you know your proportions when you're entertaining. So if you're hosting 4 people, 6 people, 8 people, 10, 12, so on and so forth, you get the idea. It basically breaks down
Everything you
you
need.
need.
And one of the things, and the reason it came to be is that, Sheila and I, having done this for as long as we have, we know how much, we don't run out of anything. That's just, by doing it 20 years at this point, or we almost never run out of anything. But that's one of the most things that people most often come to us about. They ask us, they say, well, how do you know how much? And they always end up with too much or too little. So we thought, you know what, why not give people a very simple guide for the basic elements you're going to need for entertaining, whether it's mixes or ice or canapé,
mixes, wine,
all those things.
Cocktails, how many hors d'oeuvres per person should you account for so you don't run out?
Yeah, everything you basically need. So if you're a new entertainer, or even if you're a seasoned entertainer but you're entertaining a larger group, how do you look at this and see what you need? And also, to your point, Bill, about budget, it's not budget specific. It doesn't mean you have to go out and buy the highest end wines. It's just telling you this is how much red you're going to need, and this is how much white you're going to need. This is how much rosé if you decide you're going to do rosé. And
absolutely,
it's pretty simple math.
Well, I know there's tips in there for hosting, for stress-free hosting. I think you're onto something here. It's how to throw a party book with a whole bunch of recipes and great pictures inside. Love it.
And it's also filled with lots of personal stories along the way of why we like to host the parties that we do.
Well, this has been the Centners. We thank you so much, guys. And the book is called Eatertainment. Take care and have fun over the holidays.
Thanks, Bill.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bill.